In the early dawn over the South China Sea, the Chinese Coast Guard prepared to capture the Kalayaan Island, confident in their superior firepower. They had long dismissed the Filipino Coast Guard as small and insignificant, nothing more than a minor obstacle in their expansion plans. Their arrogance blinded them to the growing capabilities of the Philippines, a nation often underestimated but never lacking in resilience. As the Chinese fleet approached the island, they sent a warning to the Filipino Coast Guard: surrender now or be overpowered. But the Filipinos had no intention of surrendering. Their response was calm but firm. We are ready to defend our waters. At first, the Chinese forces saw nothing but small Filipino patrol boats on the horizon, and they smirked. What they didn't know was that beneath the calm waters lay the pride of the Philippine Navy, stealth vessels equipped with advanced technology, developed in secret partnerships with allied nations. These boats, almost invisible to radar, silently maneuvered into position. Suddenly, without warning, the Filipino Coast Guard launched a flurry of countermeasures. Drones, equipped with cutting-edge surveillance tech, scrambled into the air, jamming the Chinese radar systems. Their communications fell into chaos as cyber attacks crippled their command chain. The Chinese ships were now blind and confused. Then came the firepower. Filipino ships, smaller but far more agile, emerged from seemingly nowhere, armed with precision-guided missiles that targeted the Chinese vessels' engines and weapon systems. The Chinese Coast Guard, unprepared for such an organized and high-tech defense, found themselves overwhelmed. Their large ships were too slow to keep up, and their weapon systems couldn't lock onto the nimble Filipino boats. What began as a routine operation for the Chinese soon turned into a desperate scramble. They tried to regroup, but the Filipino Coast Guard pressed on, displaying superior tactical knowledge of the terrain and the advantage of their hidden technology. By the time the sun was high in the sky, the Chinese Coast Guard was in full retreat, their pride wounded, their ships outgunned, and their underestimation of the Filipinos shattered. The Kalayaan Island remained firmly in Filipino hands, a symbol of their determination and the quiet power they had kept hidden for so long. The message was clear. The Filipino Coast Guard was no longer a force to be ignored, and anyone who dared challenge their sovereignty would find themselves outmatched in ways they never expected.